Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Time again for another knife of the day on the Keith Kevin Ken YouTube channel. Knife of the day is where I go through my collection one knife at a time, one day at a time. We have close to 160 knives on the playlist already, so go check them out. They're all Spydercos, a lot of hard to find old classic Spydercos, as well as some new sprint runs, etc. We're going to go through my entire collection, 4 Pelican cases. I'm about ready to buy another one. 3 1550s, 1 1600, and Amazon's about ready to deliver my other 1550. We're going to go through all of those knives, one knife at a time. Today, the knife of the day is the Spyderco Sage 5. Let me just tell you, this for me was the most anticipated knife from Spyderco that I've ever had. I love the Sage series. For those of you not familiar with the Spyderco Sage series, I have the other knives on that playlist. I've already done knife by knife, the Sage series. So you can go and see each specific knife. But I have not done this one. The Sage series is a wonderful series from Spyderco where they take the same form factor of the knife, and the only thing that really changes, yes, the handle, the materials they use for the handle changes, but also the main thing that changes is the lock, the folding knife lock. The Sage series, the reason it's called Sage, S-A-G-E, is it celebrates the knife makers, the sages, their wisdom. Sage is wisdom. Their wisdom in creating wonderful locks. And so, of course, there's the liner lock, there's the Chris Reeve integral frame lock, etc., bolt action lock. But Spyderco waited until the 5th one to pat themselves on the back. And let me tell you, they should have, with the Spyderco compression lock. Now, most of you are familiar with the compression lock from the Paramilitary 2, one of Spyderco's most famous and best-selling knives. I think it's one of the best EDC knives around. And I'm not the only one. All those smarter guys on YouTube that I am, that people keep reminding me of, they also think that the Paramilitary 2 is a wonderful knife. So, here's the Sage 5, the celebration of the Spyderco compression lock. Let's talk about this knife. Oh, it's near perfect. First of all, I like smaller knives, so it's near perfect for me. If you like bigger knives, then obviously the Paramilitary 2 is for you. So let's talk about it. When it first came out before the Para 3, the smaller Paramilitary 2. And so when I first got this knife, I just called it, what a wonderful small Paramilitary 2. It has a 3-inch blade. It's the Spyderco. Now remember, all of these knives, for the most part, they all have the same blade. It's the S30V steel from Crucible. They all have the Spyderco leaf shape. They're all full flat grind. They are wonderful slicers. And this shape, this leaf shape from Spyderco, is so wonderful, so flexible in the uses that you can have for it. And of course, S30V steel, all of them with S30V steel. This is classic Spyderco, the 50-50 forward choil, so that you can really grip up on it. Jimping on the blade side. 50-50 means 50% of the choil, forward choil, is blade. The other 50 is handle. The jimping going up right before you get on top of the Spidey hole, and of course the classic Spidey hole. The real thing is the lock, and that's the compression lock. The compression lock is one of Spyderco's strongest locks. It's very strong, which is why it's perfect for an EDC. It's very elegant too. I mean, it's really elegant. Smooth operation. Just perfect. This is carbon fiber on top of G10. All of the handles are this shape, but of course they have different kind of handles. For instance, Sage 2 is for the Chris Reeve integral frame lock. It's a frame lock, and so it's titanium. It has the lanyard hole, again, one of Spyderco's smaller lanyard holes. See-through construction, easy to clean, and yeah, I love this too. Every single Sage has that deep carry wire clip that I love from Spyderco. In this case, it's right hand, left hand, tip up only. Right hand, left hand, tip up only. But oh, it feels just perfect in a hand. It just falls into your hand. The last, not the last, but the most recent Spyderco Sage series, it's the Sage 5. Spyderco finally, and I don't blame them. They didn't want to be egotistical, and they really respect knife makers of the past in their knives. They waited until the fifth Sage, to finally include the compression lock, which is just a wonderful knife, which pushed this into my top 5 as soon as I opened up the box. I wanted to compare it to the Manix 2 and of course the Delica to give you a sense of the size. I said it was a 3-inch blade. It also has, because of that Ford Choyo, 2.6-inch edge. It weighs only 3.1 ounces. Just a wonderful EDC knife. The full length is 7.2 inches total. All 5, really there are 6 Sages because Sage 3 has 2 variations from Spyderco. Out of all the Sages, they all total 7.2 inches in length. And as I said, the clip is left, right, tip up only. There you have it. That's the knife of the day. Man, I'm going to just say it. That's one of the knives, for me, of my collection. I have a lot of great knives, and some of them I would even say are better than the Sage 5. But it's one of the best because that lock is unfreaking believable. The size and that entire series. If you want a series of knives, again, there are 6 of them, but 5 different locks. Look into the Spyderco Sage series. It's just a wonderful series. And that's it. If you enjoy these, don't forget to leave a thumb up. It matters to me. It doesn't mean money. It just matters to me. So whenever I see those, I know to just keep going until the end of this collection, and that's my intention. So please thumb it up, give me some likes, don't forget to subscribe, that does help me, and turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any of my videos. I really appreciate all of you guys. Take good care of yourselves, keep those pockets full, have a perfect day. Goodbye.